What is up, everybody? It is the ZachroMax101 here, today with a new video. Today we are going to be doing the overview for week 3 and the predictions for week 4. So last week was probably not a really good week for me. Pretty sure I got a bunch wrong. So with that said, let's get underway. So I predicted Dallas to win versus Arizona because I'm a biased Cowboys fan. It's what I do. But it ended up working for me. So I'm happy. It was a great way for the Cowboys to bounce back from that terrible loss to the Broncos. Now we're the Los Angeles Rams and the San Francisco 49ers. I had the Rams winning this one. And this was a really good game. That Aaron Donald sack was really good. But the 49ers actually played really well. Brian Hoyer, even though he threw the pick on the first play of the game, was really effective. I believe he threw for 300 yards passing or something like that. If it wasn't for Aaron Donald, they probably might have won the game. Now we have Baltimore and Jacksonville. This was probably one of the most stunning upsets so far in the year. I had Baltimore winning this one, and I thought it would go like 30-0 or something like that for Baltimore. But Jacksonville rose up to the challenge and annihilated Baltimore. They got Joe Flacco benched. I remember before the game, Maurice Jones-Drew said that the Jaguars would win. Mercedes Lewis would be the X factor, and he was right. Mercedes Lewis caught, I believe, 6 passes for 3 touchdowns and 64 yards, something like that. I'm not really good with statistics, so forgive me, please. And the Jacksonville Jaguars always seem to do good in London. Maybe they should just move to London. Because I remember seeing a comment on a YouTube video saying that if Jacksonville moved to London, they would win. They would make the playoffs, and I find it hard to argue against them. They always win in London. Now you have Denver and Buffalo. I had Denver winning this one, but Buffalo came up with a pretty big upset. Tyrod Taylor played really well against the Broncos defense that shut down the Dallas Cowboys. This makes me hate that loss to the Broncos even more because the Buffalo Bills scored more points than us. I mean, I know their defense is better than our defense, but still, our offense, in my opinion, is better. I mean, I am a biased Cowboys fan, but Buffalo scored 26 points against the Denver Broncos, and we could barely score 17. So, yeah, this makes the loss to Denver even more salty. Okay, then. Where are we at? Okay, sorry. Now we have New Orleans and Carolina. I had Carolina winning this one because of they were doing really well. When New Orleans came out firing, Michael Thomas had a really good game. Drew Brees does what Drew Brees does and threw for 300 yards passing, I believe. Cam Newton. Okay. It's just this thing with NFL Mobile. Anyway, as I was saying, Cam Newton threw 3 interceptions, and they only scored 13 points against the Saints defense that's been getting torn up so far. But they were able to stiffen up and almost doubled the score of the Panthers. Now we had Pittsburgh and Chicago. I remember reading a headline that Pittsburgh hadn't beat Chicago Bears in Soldier Field since 1995. If you've seen the previous couple of years, you would understand why I would choose Pittsburgh. But Chicago came out blasting, and scored like the first 10 points of the game. And at the end of the game, Jordan Howard had, I believe, a 23-yard run. They did probably get away with a holding call, but I'm kind of mad about that because I did choose Pittsburgh to win. But that's just how it is, referees. Now we have Atlanta and Detroit. This, I believe, was my game of the week, and it was a really good game. Atlanta there was a controversial call at the end where Golden Tate apparently was a couple yards short. And after they reviewed it, there's apparently a 10-second runoff. So they lost the game because they got it with 8 seconds left. I never understood the 10-second runoff rule. It just makes the I just don't like it. Let's move on. Now Cleveland and Indianapolis. I chose Cleveland to win this game because I just thought they would win against Indianapolis. But Jacoby Brissett got 2 rushing touchdowns, and those were pretty good runs. One of them, Jacoby Brissett was spinning around and stuff, and just danced into the end zone. There's this really good one-handed catch. Cleveland got the touchdown at the end of the game, near the end of the game. They got the ball back, but it was with 9 seconds left, and it was at the 19-yard line or something. So it's the Browns, so I don't think any miracles are gonna happen. So they dropped to 0-3. And I had the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Minnesota Vikings. Now, this counts as a loss for me because I said if Sam Bradford played, the Vikings would win. But if he doesn't play, they will not win. And he didn't play, but they still won. So that's going to count as a loss for me. Now they had Houston and New England. Tom Brady did what Tom Brady does. He threw 5 touchdown passes, including a 42 or 41-yarder to Brandon Cooks. And that was amazing. The ball got there just in time. It could have been intercepted or knocked down by the upcoming safety. And Brandon Cooks was able to get a nice toe drag. Deshaun Watson showed a lot of potential. There's a play where he ran to almost the other side of the field and threw it right across the field for a first down on 2nd and 22. That usually doesn't happen. Those passes are usually intercepted. Now we have Miami, the New York Jets. I had Miami winning this one, but Jets came up pretty. I really don't know how to word stuff. I'm sorry. They came out firing, really. Josh McCown played actually a pretty good game. I believe he had 2 touchdown passes. And they were able to shut down Jay Cutler and Jay Ajayi. And if the way to shut down a really good offense is if you're able to take away their quarterback and running back, as we saw in Dallas, Denver, they were able to take away Zeke and Dak. They were able to take I don't know how to word stuff. I'm sorry. I'm horrible in English. You can actually, in my grades, I'm actually really bad. So, yeah. I'm actually not that bad in English, but you get the point. Basically, they were able to shut down that Miami offense. Now we had the New York Giants versus the Philadelphia Eagles. I had the Eagles winning this one. And that was an amazing 61-yard field goal at the end of the game. I believe that's the longest in Eagle history. Now, Odell Beckham, even though he got two touchdowns, including one spectacular one-handed one, he did, on his first one, I believe, he did a dog peeing celebration. Now, I think players are trying to take advantage of the NFL calming down on the celebrations, and they're taking too much advantage. Like the other ones, they weren't that bad, but this one is showing that they're trying to take advantage. Now, yeah, Seattle and Tennessee. I had Seattle winning this one, but Tennessee came out firing and tore up that Seattle defense. DeMarco Murray had that 75-yard touchdown. I believe there was a 51-yard screen pass to Rashard Matthews. Russell Wilson threw for 366 yards and 4 touchdowns. But if your defense is not that good, as we saw in Dallas for like the last couple of years, doesn't matter how well your offense plays. If your defense is garbage, there's no way you're going to win a lot of games. Seattle drops to 1-2. Now you have Cincinnati and Green Bay. I had Green Bay winning this one, but almost didn't happen as Aaron Rodgers was able to lead a clutch drive. They were struggling. Aaron Rodgers threw only his second career pick six to the I don't know his name, so let me find out. Number 22. Okay. So, if anybody knows who number 22 is, please tell me. Okay. So, and Aaron Rodgers threw a 71-yard pass to Davante Adams. Not Davante Adams, or Geronimo Allison, which set up a Mason Crosby field goal attempt. And this was Aaron Rodgers' first overtime win and his first win against Cincinnati. Now, the Kansas City Chiefs and Los Angeles Chargers. As I predicted, Kansas City won, and Kareem Hunt is continuing his Rookie of the Year campaign at 171 yards rushing, and I believe he had a 68-yard scamper that really confirmed Kansas City win. Now we had the Oakland Raiders versus the Washington Redskins. I had Oakland winning this one, but Washington's defense shut down the Raiders, and Kirk Cousins was firing on all cylinders, throwing 2 touchdown passes. And I am actually really mad right now because our running back has more receiving yards than Dez Bryant. That is just like